There's no need to be diplomatic. There's no need to be polite when you're talking about the truth. Be respectful, but respectful more to the truth and the reality. It's my honor, let me call Vice President, Pakistan USA Freedom Forum, who came down all the way upstate, Mr. Atiq Siddiqui, to start the evening.
Thinking about the topic for tonight, and the banner behind me, it says the Freedom Forum. And there's a lot of talk about freedom and democracy. For those of you who watch the news, you know that the current resident of the White House, George W. Bush, likes to bring these words out a lot, democracy and freedom, to justify what he's doing in the Middle East. And yet, if we examine his actions by his own criteria, the criteria of democracy, the criteria of freedom, we see that he falls woefully short. One example would be the democratically elected government of Palestine. When the people of Palestine made the decision to elect Hamas, did George Bush congratulate them on their election? No. Did he celebrate the spread of democracy? No. No, he moved to strangle that regime, to cut off banking finances, to cut off funding desperately needed by the people of Palestine. What about the democratically elected government of Iran? When the people of Iran carried out a revolution and overthrew a brutal Shah imposed by the U.S., when they elected the government that they've chosen, did Bush congratulate them? No, what he's done is he's hauled out the same old script about weapons of mass destruction and started to level threats against the people of Iran. Now, I don't know what kind of weapons program Iran has. The UN says they're not developing weapons, but if they are, they have every right to develop whatever weapons they need to defend themselves. Because we know if we want to start talking about weapons of mass destruction, there is one country that has the largest stockpile of nuclear, chemical, and biological weapons on the planet, and that's the United States. There's one country that has used nuclear weapons against civilian population, and that's the United States. If we want to talk about weapons of mass destruction, let's have a discussion about it, and let's bring it home. And furthermore, as part of his agenda, as part of the agenda to spread freedom and democracy, we see here in the U.S. the roundup of immigrants, an attack on all immigrant communities, illegal detentions. We see that the so-called Bill of Rights has been shredded under the Patriot Act and other legislation, overwhelmingly passed by the Republicans and the Democrats. Just to make it clear, we're not just talking about the Republicans. This is a two-party conspiracy. But all it takes is somebody to look at the news, to look at what's happened in Lebanon, to look at what's happening to Iraq, to see what Bush means when he says a new Middle East, when he says democracy. He means that the entire region is under the boot of U.S. occupation for the benefit of Wall Street. And in the name of democracy and freedom, he's launched a religious crusade against a major world religion using the racist, bigoted term Islamofascism. And we need to stand up and call Bush what he is. He's a bigot and he's a racist. He needs to apologize to the billion Muslims throughout the planet. So if we want to talk about peace and democracy and what is the role of the U.S., I would put forward that the United States is the single biggest threat to world peace and democracy. Everywhere we look, the U.S. government undermines democratically elected regimes while propping up dictators. The axis of evil is not Iraq, Iran, and North Korea. It's the Republicans, the Democrats, and Wall Street, who have launched a global war against the people of the Middle East in the name of profits. So sisters and brothers, what do we do about this? If we, as people who are concerned about freedom and democracy, what do we do? Well, to make an analogy, if you go to McDonald's and you order a Happy Meal and you don't like the way the hamburger tastes, what do? Do you demand that they change the clown out front? That they replace Ronald McDonald with a different clown? No, you got to get back into the kitchen and figure out what they're doing wrong making the hamburgers, and where they're ordering them from, how those cows are raised. It requires a deep change. Now, a lot of folks get distracted about elections here because they think that things will change if we change the clown out front. If we change Ronald McBush with Hillary or John Kerry or one of these other folks. But we need a change that's deeper than that. And that's going to come through international solidarity, through us standing together and mobilizing on the streets and realizing that our struggles are one. Whether it's the struggle of Katrina and Rita survivors to return to their homes, whether it's the struggle of the people of Palestine to liberate their homeland, the struggle and the victory of the people of Lebanon, whether it's the struggle of the people of Cuba to defend themselves against U.S. aggression, the people of Iran to defend themselves against U.S. aggression, all of these struggles are one. And we can win. The biggest struggle we have to fight against is the myth that the empire can't be beaten. And yet, just a few weeks ago, the people of Lebanon showed us that's not true. That the people, when they organize, when they stand together, Israel thought they were just going to roll right in like they've done so many times before, demolish cities, occupy. And the people of Lebanon, organized and led by Hezbollah and other organizations, drew a line, they organized and they said, you're not going to have our country, we're going to stand together. We need to stand together across national lines, Pakistani, Arab, Lebanese, the people of Venezuela, Cuba, and say no more. We can defeat the empire, but we got to do it on the streets.
It's amazing. When I was a student, I heard the definition of democracy as the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. And what we heard of United States was that the sun sets here to bring the new dawn of democracy. I came here in 1978 and I saw different democracy here when we saw that President Reagan was helping a dictator in Pakistan. New thing for me, because what we heard as a definition, it was not the real truth. It was not a proof. Right now, after 25 years of living here in the United States, I have seen the definition of democracy and democracy have as itself. The United States government has double standards of this. One for herself and one for the rest of the world. You see, not only in Pakistan, you see all Arab countries. This country is helping and cooperating with dictators all over the world. And as my brothers and friends said, that where is the democracy in Palestine? There is a democracy. The people chosen their leaders, and the United States did not care, even say them hello. Iran, it's exactly the same thing. I don't want to repeat those things, but that's what's happening. They do not care democracy, but they care only that democracy which helps their cause. So, my friends, they are helping a person in Pakistan who is the negation of democracy. He is general himself. He deposed an elected Prime Minister of Pakistan at gunpoint. He put him in jail and exiled him later. Now he is not letting him back to in his own country where he was born, and that is his democratic and constitutional right to come back, but he is not letting him do that. Is that democracy? No. Now, he has started target killing of democratic leaders. As my friend said, Nawab Akbar Bukti, he was not a Sardar only. He was not a leader of that. He was the person who signed the resolution for accessioning of Balochistan to the Pakistan. He was not an ordinary person. He had been the Interior Minister of Pakistan, Federation of Pakistan. He was Governor of Balochistan and he was Chief Minister of Balochistan. He was not an ordinary person, and they killed that person because he did not agree to the hegemony of Musharraf.
That's true.
So I think that's all wash. They're just fooling the world. And that person himself, I think there are only two countries of the world right now who the generals are ruling. It's Myanmar and Pakistan. And that person himself is fooling either United States or they are being fooled themselves. He is heading the armed forces of Pakistan, and he is being elected. He is saying that he is being elected, but he is not being elected. He is imposing himself on Pakistan as the president of Pakistan. Is that shame or what? So he cannot do himself. I think it's only the Bush who is helping all the way. If Bush don't give him help, he cannot stay in this world for one day, because the people of Pakistan don't like him, they don't accept him. And let me tell you one thing. Let him shed his uniform for one day. Second day, he won't be there. I have heard of that the new map of Armed Forces General, where they have separated Balochistan from Pakistan. They have separated part of Karachi from Pakistan, and they have taken away northwestern frontier province of Pakistan from the Pakistan. So basically they have divided Pakistan as they did before the partition of Pakistan in 1971. But let me tell you one thing. It had happened in 1971. But General Musharraf and Bush, you will divide Pakistan on our dead bodies. We will not let happen again. Inshallah, Pakistan would be same what is today, and it will be same tomorrow.
Thank you again to the Pakistan-USA Freedom Forum for inviting me to be here tonight and inviting Al-Auda to be here with you tonight to express our mutual solidarity and our mutual commitment to justice and freedom for all people, and a commitment to an end to colonialism, a commitment to an end to oppression, a commitment to an end to really what's going on, in the name of a war to establish democracy, in the name of a war on terror. The United States government is waging a war of terror on the people of the world and a war against democracy. We can see it in Pakistan, where General Musharraf rules with the out-and-out support of the Bush regime and of the United States government. We can see it in Palestine, where the democratically elected Palestinian Authority has been assailed time and time again, has come under military, economic,